Hey there, I'm Taylor, and I'm the host of the Shop Talk with the Radiate Prince podcast. And today, boy, do I have a treat for you. Bobbi Jo and Jerry Abrams came on the show, and they brought a furry friend who had just as good of a time as the rest of us. We talked about how Bobbi Jo and Jerry started It's a Zoo Life, which is their zoo located in Macclesfield, North Carolina. And believe it or not, it started because Jerry needed a petting zoo for something that he was catering. And Bobbi Jo stepped up, rounded up a bunch of animals, and the rest is history. Now they're setting state of North Carolina records for the size of their animals. They actually have an exclusive announcement on this podcast. The first time they shared a new animal that is, like I said, going to break a state record coming to their zoo in about a month. And we're so excited for them. But man, this episode is just chock full of amazing stories about their experience on TLC, having a reality TV show called Our Wild Life. They talk about what it was really like to be in reality TV and what it meant for their family and for their business. And they just talk about what it was like to build a zoo in their very backyard, going from having horses all the way up to zebras and sloths and monkeys. And it's just such a cool experience and a cool episode and a wonderful family. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. Let's tune in.
Well, we've known each other since we were little children.
We were in school together. She moved from Bethel to Pine Tops, and we were in the same middle school. Kind of the same circle, but like she
Not
was
really.
hot, I was not.
That's not true.
I
was a child. I was a child.
we got to get when we eventually got together, got married. We had some pictures, and I was like, "There's a picture we were younger." I said, "That's my arm."
All his
arm in the
friends were in the
picture.
picture, and his elbow was
My
in
arm.
it.
It's my arm.
Your first photo together.
Yeah. It's all good though.
I had all his friends, his buddies, and only his elbow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm like, that's my elbow.
So
He said if I'd only checked yes in the 5th grade.
But I didn't send a letter. I just kind of had it.
But we did reconnect as adults.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've both been married before. And as adults, we were separated and from our marriages, and we actually, reconnected as friends.
God bless the broken road. That's kind of what happened.
Yeah, we
Awesome.
reconnected as friends and like praying partners, and I think that's why it was really nice, the foundation.
Yeah, because I remember you pulled up at the
Restaurant.
and look, I love to
I faux painted. He acted like he wanted some faux paint in his mama's house.
Yeah, I come up to you and I was like, look, I need some faux paint. I'm
And
staying
then when
at
I
my
left,
mom's
I said,
house
I think he's
upstairs.
flirting with me because he lives with his mom. Why would he want me to faux paint for his children at his mom's
what is
house?
faux painting?
It's like decorative painting, like duplicating wallpaper with paint.
Okay.
So that's how I raised my kids when they were younger until the zoo, until, the zoo came along. That's what I did.
So Jerry, you wanted to get some faux painting done.
Yeah, I want to get some. I didn't even know what. I was like, gee, what is faux painting? But I would just roll with it like I knew. I'm like,
Right.
you should paint it.
So did you go to his mom's house and?
No.
I think you ended up coming to us in Wilson with some coffee.
Right.
Remember?
I did.
Because she wanted to cook for me. I'm wanting a painting that I don't know what it is, and
Right.
she's probably not the cook.
And I
to
did,
cook for me.
but I did end up doing some painting in the restaurants.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all, that's how y'all started, I guess, like getting together again.
But really, yeah. And then it was almost like we didn't think it was going to be like that. I don't
Well,
know.
we had 2 kids that we were probably the most concerned about, and
Our children liked each other.
they clicked like immediately, and we were
Our
like,
children liked each other.
Okay.
And then it kind of, because if not, we were so busy, it wouldn't have worked out. And then we would kind of, it would be okay
Yeah.
because we'd have our kids. And then, I was in a holiness church and he went to the Baptist church. And I think you invited me to church.
that's correct.
The rest is history.
Yeah. Right.
History.
The rest is history.
So y'all got married. Did you have any animals at the time?
What happened was he did a big corporate picnic for a company that subbed out the petting zoo.
This is how the zoo started.
This is really how I got into the zoo part.
Okay.
Because he said, "Oh my goodness, we're doing this. I'm doing this catering, and I have everything." It's for Canon, the camera people in Virginia. He had tents, tables, chairs, games, food, everything.
Jerry's doing this.
I only subbed in the petting zoo. They called me on Wednesday or Thursday and said, look, I've double booked, blah, blah, blah.
They had a cancellation on the petting zoo.
Okay.
So then I had the great idea.
He said, why don't we?
Because we were doing 4-H. So we already had a goat or two for 4-H.
Yeah, that was a family project for the kids. But he's like, why don't we, like, somehow can we make it work and not let the customer know so, it just goes smoothly.
Okay.
I borrowed everybody's animals I knew. I had ducks in the bathtub, crates all over the house.
Track supply chicks.
Yeah, in my mind, we're going to do the gig and make it work.
Yeah.
And so then I went, of course, set everything up, shared with people, talked with people. And at this time, we enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And don't ask me why I thought it'd be easier than painting on my body.
Oh my
At
gosh.
that time, I was in my 30s. And I think I was justifying because I loved animals so much. I think I was justifying, this would be amazing. And so from that, I would get small animals. And my daughters, we would do like trunk parties out of my Suburban. Birthday parties.
So you would pull up with your Suburban with animals in the back?
Like just ferret, hedgehog,
okay.
rabbit.
Gotcha.
Things like that.
Still like stuff you'd find in like the pet store. I
Right.
guess. Yeah.
And then as I made money, I put it back into the zoo and I applied for a USDA license and that put me on the radar for some really cool rescues.
Okay.
And they would get attention.
Gotcha.
Like how the sloth came.
Yeah.
Then a couple of the kangaroos. And then I would be places where if you're wearing a kangaroo on you the first 8 months to bottle feed every 4 hours. So there were times I had to have that kangaroo on me. And I would be places, and that's how the TLC show, that's how things like that went on to happen and drew more attention for the zoo.
Because people saw you wearing a kangaroo around town.
And
were
I would share,
okay.
and that is exactly how I had a kangaroo on me at Oak Island and was sharing with the family. And then later that family video and pictures went on the Chamber of Oak Island. And so that they reached out to that family and they were like, hey, who's this lady and why'd she have a wallaby on the beach? They said, she has a little zoo in North Carolina in her backyard, and told them. And so they called me for 3 months.
Wow.
Because I just thought they were trying to sell me advertisement.
You didn't answer the phone?
Basically.
Wait, so to back up a little bit, so you start out with like the pet store type animals, just like hedgehogs and stuff,
right?
And they're all at your house,
yeah.
And then you get what was the first like? I guess I don't know if exotic is the right word, but like first animal that was like you had the special license for.
So we had, to interrupt you on that, I think.
Yeah.
Haley had a horse, kind of a horse pasture in the backyard.
Okay.
So there was a horse.
Yeah.
And maybe another horse. And then the guy from Louisiana had Rachel Ray, Ladybug,
Fly,
and a zebra and Flash. So then they go in the backyard with the horse. So now they're beside 42. So now everybody's riding by like,
so the main thing,
what is
when
going on
that
over
zebra
there?
came, Rachel Ray was the little miniature donkey.
Okay.
And Ladybug was her BFF, who was a dwarf horse.
Okay, so now you've got the original horses that Haley had, and then you've got a donkey, a miniature
dwarf horse, and a zebra.
So
and everybody would stop, and they made jokes about me faux painting.
and I'm
Did
like,
I paint that
You
pony?
should charge for it because she'd stop and go show them,
Yeah. Yeah, people would stop every day.
Oh, wow.
And I would show them and share. And it was just a little at a time, and the zoo would grow.
Yeah.
And I love children. And so just inviting families and making friends through your own children.
Yeah.
And birthday parties. And it always leading to Bible schools and sharing and things like that. And then when the TV show happened, it really put us with volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you're after the zebra, what came next? You got the zebra, Rachel Ray.
The sloth.
Yeah, the sloth. Okay.
The sloth was a big attraction as well.
Okay.
I mean, I'd never even seen one in real life till I got mine.
Yeah. How did you
And
get
that was
sloth?
a call that a lady that was so sweet, her and her husband were in the service. They actually got the sloth in Costa Rica, did all the paperwork to get her back to the States. They were living at Virginia Beach, and they got called back out. And in order not to take her, they didn't feel like it was best for her. And there were a lot of tears shed. They still keep up with, they still would send her gifts and, call and keep up with her. But when they decided to go back, they knew that wasn't a good fit for her.
Yeah.
Because of the type of animal she is. She sleeps like 18 out of 24 hours.
Yeah.
So they reached out to me, and my daughter and I went out, drove out, and met them, and it was wonderful. Like, we took her and brought her in my home. When people would do a little tour of the zoo, I would bring them inside to meet her. And I think that was also something that that's just our Southern culture.
Yeah.
That people really appreciated. I didn't think anything of that, but I do. Looking back, I've always had people say, like, because the TV people interviewed a lot of people that I didn't realize would say, oh my gosh, 10 years ago, I went all through her house. She brought me in her home, and people
I've been in your house like way back when. I think it was like maybe 2018.
I don't even
was that
realize.
Before TLC? When did TLC come?
I think so.
Let's see, that would
No,
have been
2016.
16.
So it must have been after TLC. But I remember I brought my staff at the time. I had like a bunch of college students working for me.
Right.
And I was like, for the Christmas party, we're going to go to this place. I Googled, because I'm a college student at the time. I didn't know Jerry yet. And I was like, this looks cool. Maybe I could take him up here.
Right.
And you walked us all through. I remember seeing you had a sloth hanging from your range.
She kept telling me all these things were overwhelming for her.
Right.
I'm like, the door, nobody's come in today. The door, 2:00. Door comes in. Oh yeah, she's up here. It's over there, over here on the stove. And I'm like,
And we're going upstairs. And then
Yeah.
tell me about at that time, what was your upstairs like? Because I don't know if you know what I'm talking about or not.
Well, see, one thing, at one point there were 6 kids living in the house. I gave birth to 3, but
Yeah.
we helped raise 6. And at one point, the house was really full with children, friends, always friends too. And then little by little, they got older.
Yeah.
And our oldest went to ECU, but at that time, they were probably there,
Okay.
18. Yes.
There was a bedroom that was like lemurs were in it.
That would have been the bird room. Cassie's
bird room?
old room.
So seasonally, if it's cold,
Yeah,
Okay.
in the winter. That's right. 'cause
now all the habitats have proper.
Oh, nice. So at the
Heat
time,
and air.
you would bring them inside if it was like too cold. Okay.
Right. There's certain animals that regardless, I would be so afraid because they're all on separate things. If you had a breaker trip or something and it got cold for the sloth,
Yeah.
that was always a fear.
Right.
So,
it was mostly because of heat, though.
and I will say, if I brought in animals, like I had a Myrtle Beach Zoo that retired, and if animals are donated and you got a quick call, you might not have the habitat ready. And so there were times, in order for it to be conditioned and heated proper, I just bring them in.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I'm gonna say, like, your show was called "It's a Zoo Life."
My zoo it's a zoo life. Our TV show was called Our Wildlife.
Okay.
Our Wildlife on
That makes a little more
TLC.
sense because it's all encompassing. It sounds like just
It was a lot,
yeah.
and we just made it work.
Yeah, so tell me about, so, you said you were in Oak Island, and
Yes.
that's when I guess they learned about you, and then they tried to hunt you down. You thought they were trying to sell you advertising. You didn't answer. When you finally answered the phone, what was that conversation like?
That conversation was, they wanted to do a Skype interview at the time.
Okay.
Okay, and you have to understand, I didn't
couldn't
even
hook up.
grow up
I mean,
with a bag phone.
she's-
Literally, I looked really.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd never Skyped anybody.
Okay.
This was in when did they call? 2013?
Jackson's 10, so that would have been
He's
15.
Jackson's 15 now.
Yeah, it would have been in 14,
Oh, wow.
15.
So when they called, I'm in the backyard. There's animals, there's stuff. I think I may have even had an animal on me, and they're like, "Are you kidding me right now?" And I was like, "No." So I just basically showed them my backyard.
Yeah.
And this was on a Thursday. On Tuesday, they were at our home and filmed for like 18 months.
You're kidding.
That's
so
how
what
quick
is that,
it
like
went.
5 days later?
It was really fast.
And they showed up, camera crew ready.
ready. And it literally was that fast. And for 18 months. And so there were always so many rules, like, don't finish painting this. Don't start something and not finish. I mean, don't start anything because we're filming, of course, every day. I was doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't never stop because everything out there is a photo prop.
Yeah.
And there's just so much to that. When you're open to the public, there's a lot to that. But we were they were like, don't run don't be open while we're filming. I was open every day.
Yeah.
Because, that was my,
we
have to pay our bills.
Right, yeah. That's how we make
TV
money.
was really a challenge for me. It was not easy, but it was a blessing. It did help the zoo a lot.
So where did they live in Pine Tops? Like where?
They rented in
They
Greenville.
stayed in Greenville.
They rented. They set up a trailer on my property.
Okay.
That had lots of computers and lots of equipment.
Okay.
And they also had a lot of equipment in our home.
Okay.
But they traveled back and forth to Greenville daily,
Okay.
and they stayed in Greenville.
Okay. So what was it like to live life, as a family with like a whole reality TV crew following you around?
Well, it was not easy.
Yeah.
Because what happens is there are always times you want to turn off and shut down, but that's when they never want you to. So, the kids were in school. And so with that, it's funny because in my opinion as a parent, I'm telling my children when no one's looking and listening, this is an amazing opportunity for you.
Yeah.
And
Really,
in the bedroom, she's
please.
like,
Every minute, every one of the kids, I'm having to beg and fight for a schedule because they wouldn't even be on time for the TV people because they complained.
Right.
And then they're getting, people, saying at school, my daughter's like, they're calling me Zebra Girl. I'm like, take it as a compliment. Who cares? Because I'm older and
You have more perspective on it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
You see what it's going to do for her in the long run, where she's
potential.
thinking tomorrow I'm going to get.
It was exhausting for me having to advocate for everybody and beg them and every second cleaning. I felt like that was, when you couldn't find me, I was napping.
Where's Bobbi Jo? I was like, just take a nap.
So would they come up with things for you guys to do, or did they just kind of follow you guys around and it was just whatever you had for the day is what they filmed?
I think it was a combination.
It was a combination.
I mean, some of it, stage is not the word, but like,
They would love.
if you've seen it, I don't know if you've seen it, but like there was a scene, like the engagement thing with Dylan and Haley.
Okay.
Like, they
And they're
were pushing it,
married now
promoting
for
it,
6
and
years.
we kind of created the whole. Well, maybe he should do it on the. Do it on live.
Of course, Haley didn't know.
Yeah, she
but
didn't
he
know.
came to us and asked.
So it was already going to happen either way.
And she didn't know either. So me and Dylan and the camera guy but then I got hit in the nuts by accident. It was the funniest thing on the scene, and like the rake.
was a crazy
he wouldn't
day.
talk to me about permission.
That's when I said, when you wish
I
things
stepped
didn't
on the
happen.
rake. The rake
Hit him hard between the legs.
But you can't stage stuff
A
like
lot
that.
of stuff.
So that, and then 5 minutes later, it's an emotional scene with Dylan and me and her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And so many things
it was-
happen that you don't expect. Like when you open your home to the public, okay, we're only who we are.
Yeah.
I'm not TV people, but so
you
you're
are TV people.
so you're telling, like one of our birds love females. Well, of course, the film crew wanted to turn it into her being a lesbian. I just wanted her to love females.
You can't make it.
A bird?
So then I get all this hate mail because I support Coco being a lesbian. No, I just love my bird and she likes females. Sometimes we were like, how did we get here?
And then they go all they just take it and just run with it.
Yeah.
You just don't know how things that you get up that morning and you're just doing your day.
Yeah.
But it is really
But they're scheming like in their
really
mind of like
funny
what.
and crazy.
Yeah, like-
how it will take a left turn,
Yeah.
honey. It took a left turn. But and I guess some of the innocence people think I take too far, but we're raised in a small community that didn't have a lot of advantages. So when I'm kind of selling a dream, when you come into the zoo, I want children to think that animals live like the kids do.
Yeah.
Like, there's an innocence before the world gives them that we're doing, But we're still teaching a lot of, self-care and the love and the friendships and, but I don't know, when you open your home to the public, it just turns into some different things,
Yeah.
But overall, I do think it was a blessing and it was a lot of good overall, the big picture.
Yeah.
Well,
you know.
and we stuck with.
I mean,
we stuck with what we said we were.
Yeah, we did.
And
We
in fact,
feel
one
like,
of the producers got really close to us. I mean, like,
yes.
Yeah.
we prayed at the meals. I mean, and they would want us to do ridiculous stuff. I mean, like,
What would they ask you to do?
okay,
Well,
I'm
one
gonna
of
say it. I'm gonna say it. So we go to do a Bible study. We go do a Bible
I think
study.
I
You
saw
remember
this
the Bible
episode.
study
Yeah.
scene? Well, it's not cool that goats and lambs are crapping in your house. It was funny in their opinion, but so one of the producers comes over, not the producer, but I guess Danny. I can't remember if he was the producer or he was the whatever. But anyway, he comes up to me and goes, "Look, this is my Sunday school teacher, and 70%
They're
of
not
them
gonna say
are really in
something
my class."
that they don't-
And he
you
goes,
don't-
"Look, what do you think they'd say if you just stopped them right now?" I said, "Look, how about let's have an orgy?" 100%. That's what the guy told me, and I'm like,
We would
"Dude,"
never do that.
I said,
Never.
"Are you crazy? This is my Sunday school teacher.
Never.
This is all the people in my class."
We
So
would
I
never
mean,
do that.
No, God.
but I'm
California.
glad he did. But I mean, they were always trying to push the envelope, and
So y'all are having a Bible study and they just plant that on you.
he's behind the scene. They're
trying
doing,
to, he's
This
trying to
is why.
stir.
This
yeah.
is why
they
we
want
didn't.
they want drama. They want
Yeah.
They want stuff
Yeah.
that you're never gonna. Good example. I would say
that was a good
sometimes to
example
him.
right there.
That was a very good
That's a pretty good example.
Gosh.
I would say sometimes, honey, let me tell y'all what country people do, and you can tell me what California people do. So I have the lemur flying through. I have the sloth in the house. I raised 10 kangaroos and wore them on me. But my house is nice and clean. We don't live in foul conditions.
Yeah.
So I wanted it where it was still practical.
Yeah.
And so adding the goat, a million dookie balls, a million, like a raisin dispenser. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, so really, like, to me, a lot of times, if you really let me do it, we're really okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was just sometimes when you're like, no, but then they're trying to do, the only thing they're exposed to is their audience. I've only been exposed to my audience.
They're thinking about.
So they're probably thinking about way more volume.
Yeah.
I've only know what I've been exposed to. And so, like I told you, it sounds, I know, it's, kind of cheesy in a way, but when you really are where we are, we do make a difference in our people because we're the same people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, some of it, we were very flexible. We'll flex and bend, but then there's sometimes I literally would look at them and I said, honey, I would never say that. I would not say that.
So would y'all be like, I guess, at a family function or something, and then the producers are walking around and they're like, "Hey, Bobbi Jo, do this."
Instead of blessing the food,
yeah.
will you just like do a toast?
yeah.
Like
straight up.
just different things that are like inconspicuous, but like, stuff that still isn't our everyday life. We are far from perfect in every level. But what we do is we're trying to show, no, we don't have it right. We don't know what we're doing here. We love the Lord. We love our children and our family, and we're trying to seek the proper resources moving forward on how our kids supposed to cope, how we're supposed to come together as a family.
Yeah.
And trust me, it's wild enough.
Yeah.
So, but I think a lot of it we kept supposing to just push the envelope,
And, they switched to one producer because he knew where we stood.
Right. They
It's
even
supposed to
kind
have
of
been
fired
based on
somebody.
It's supposed to have been based on a blended family.
Yeah.
With a zoo, we had some complications with that, and
Our original thing was
he-
we wanted my husband's children on the TV show as well as ours, and we actually wanted to try to show in our area, not like Jerry's family, but in my family, everybody was divorced. I grew up in that. We were going to try to say, hey, let's try to set a decent example on how you coexist with everyone being blended.
Yeah.
And then that didn't really work out, but we really wanted that to be our shot in it.
Yeah.
But, people, there's things that get misunderstood and this, that, and the other. But overall, I think you can stay true to who you are and make a difference.
Yeah.
And there can be some misunderstanding and some things might not look like it was whatever. But I have seen that people will be so faithful and loyal, and they did stand up. And like, they told me, they said, God, you're great at this because you don't read it. Because I didn't. I mean, it was terrible. Like, really, like there's thousands of comments and all these things. And I didn't raise my children on social media.
Yeah.
I didn't give my kids the iPad. My 15-year-old right now our 15-year-old, which is the last baby, he rides dirt bikes. He's always outside on everything you can think of. Our children were always, we know that that's good and that's where the world's going and we need that, but we were just a little different on, gardens and what we, our life on them being able to make it in this world if they didn't have things like, my grandmother lived with us the last couple of years of her life and she was 94. And we were trying to kind of be set on, how she lived that long was how she lived. And, they really went through some real hardship, but they're coping and leaning on the Lord and growing their own food and all the stuff we got into that's so fast is what caused us some health problems and things like that. So we were just trying to get back and not get too caught up in things that were moving so fast.
Right.
Typically, both of him and I both really like people. And I learned that during the TV show, I didn't really realize who I was because volume bothered me a lot. Okay. I didn't know that. And I started having a problem with so many people. We literally, I remember sometimes after the show aired, we might have 800 people show up. When I was used to 200 people.
Oh, wow. So y'all were just,
100, 200 people.
Wow.
So I'm good with the first 50. You wore me down.
Not on the back.
I want to keep feeding them. She's done with it.
So then that was a lot, though. Really, I'm telling you. So it's very easy for people.
Were you a one-woman show at this point, or did you have staff that helped you run the zoo?
I definitely had amazing people.
Haley and Cassie,
but
the kids helped me
build the zoo.
And then it was.
Okay.
I had some staff. It was only me and one other person for 4 years.
Wow. During filming or before, like?
And during filming, I had some help, but I'm telling you, it was not what people think. And it gave me a different perspective on people that actually have a status in this world. I'm so respectful of people now. I would never think, because me being a nobody and all these people coming at me, I couldn't imagine volume, and people judge you so bad. Like, I know that people, let's just say a actual person that's in the public and they have thousands or millions of people that come at them. I can't imagine how no one knows that until you're doing it.
Yeah.
How that is.
Right.
And that they magnify imperfections and they magnify, from where I came from, which was not educated, a poor home life, not a good relationship with my biological mother. That's hurtful, that I want to work on. I don't want to give up on that. But my point is, when you open up your life to the public, you'll start finding out that sometimes they don't want it to go where I wanted it to go. Yeah. They want it to go where it would get the most attention and stuff like that. So with that being said, raising children and being where we were in our life at that time, we want to set a good example. And I might not have been clear on what that was. So if I didn't have the proper coping skills I should have, and I'm trying to run a business and a family.
And you're on reality TV.
And I'm on.
And everybody's coming at you with their opinions.
So what I started saying was I started finding myself backing down and backing up. I could easily make you right if you wanted to say, put me in a high-stress situation and make me look crazy. It would be real easy. So I was kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, y'all. So what I was doing was managing the animals, getting some people to come to the zoo, paying our bills. Then he's got a whole other
Business and-
to
Where's
me,
Jerry at?
Jerry was really my constant, and as far as being consistent, being reliable, and I felt like I wasn't being fair to him, because then all of a sudden, every time he saw me, I was nothing but problems because I felt that pressure.
Yeah.
Where used to in the beginning, I was wanting to be somewhere soft for him to fall.
Yeah.
And then I started being like,
I need somewhere to fall.
I want somewhere to hide.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. But I always go back to, honestly, I will not forget so much love and support, so many people that, like, you wouldn't believe the people, like, back to a point I was going to make earlier when the producer said, "You're so good at this because you don't read it." He said, "Do you realize your people rally for you? Have you seen the people that you don't have to say a word that take up for you, that remembered how you treated them in the 3rd grade on the school bus?"
We were saying earlier, it looks like you have a baby, but it's not quite a human baby.
Murphy Man.
Murphy.
He is up.
Murphy Man is a red rough lemur. We have ringtail lemurs, a few that were donated.
Murphy wants to
Murphy came as a baby. He had a small deformity on his foot, but it is honestly, he's so much better.
Oh, is that where it looks like why? Like
Turns in.
Okay.
Sometimes with breeders, if they're not perfect, you'll get a call.
Is he nibbling on your
He
face?
sucks on my face because the mama monkeys, where they're
Hello.
they nurse. Where they nurse is right under the chin, so he
Okay.
sucks my face a lot. Come back, son.
I should
Come
try
on,
that.
Murphy Man. His name's Murphy after Eddie Murphy. Come here, son. A lot of them, the whole concept of our zoo is when I get babies and I put the time in, that I can give you an experience with exotics that you might not get at a larger zoo.
Yeah.
Even though we have about 150 right now.
Like, or most of your exotic animals, are they rescues?
Very docile. Lots of rescues.
And I'm very, I mean, clearly he's just hanging
Lots
out.
of rescues. Some of them, I've had an African serval. I waited a year to share. I have to find out what I can share with you on working on the relationship. But
This is so cool.
You would be surprised how special and what you can get from them. We have Alzheimer's. My aunt lives with me now.
Okay.
With dementia,
okay.
we have special needs. We have elderly that gets cuddles and loving time with my spider monkey, that Claire, that needs a lot of attention because she came from a real sweet mama that had her in her home.
Yeah.
And same way with this little guy, because I bottle raised. Come on, Murphy.
Josh is losing it back there.
Thank you. But he is so special.
Yeah, he's
He kind of like
sweet.
Jackson. He's all over the place.
That little mumbling they do.
Yeah.
He's very special and sweet. He has a beautiful area at the zoo.
Yeah.
This is a part of, we don't really create this problem. We're just trying to help fix it.
Right.
We don't, like I said, I say no a lot now because we're pretty much full. So there's other towns that could certainly pick up on where I left off. We like to encourage people and children to do
Yeah.
this.
I mean, someone's got to if there's a lot of rescues out there.
There's a lot of good to it.
Yeah.
This is all the affection I get as well.
So special.
Jerry, one time you came to C12 and you said you were a little late and we got around to praise and prayer time and we got to you and you said, "I just need some prayer. I've got some otters in my bathtub."
That's right. He did. He did.
She
I
had-
would love to tell that story.
Well, please do. Go ahead.
So you have to have Asian otters super friendly. So we were putting in a new habitat, and I was trying so hard to put all the work in. I had them for 3 months in the bathroom. I kept it
Our
clean.
bathroom.
Our bathroom.
Not the bathroom. Not
Little
the extra
Asian
bathroom.
otters.
Our bathroom.
And we really put the effort in and bought, everything. And unfortunately, they just would not come around to being really sweet. But we really did try. I do want to try again with the otters. They did not want to be nice. They were like little piranhas. But we really put the effort in
they
for
bite
about
you?
3 months.
They were
would
bad nibblers. I mean,
they just wouldn't. Yeah, a lot of them, you have to start super, super early on the bottle. These were mother raised, and it did not work out.
I don't.
Yep.
I will tell you. I will tell you about her. Even with USDA and people that she deals with animals, like her animals are extremely social because of what you just saw.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you'd have had them, they
If
would
I'd
have been
had
that
them real
way.
early, but
So
I
they
didn't.
weren't.
Yeah.
I don't think they were as.
So sometimes you do have to make really good decisions as far as a business also on things like that.
Right.
So it's hard to juggle that. We work, I get some employees that get really attached. And when it comes to the business part, sometimes that's hard to make decisions on certain ones.
Yeah. So you're saying like you get an animal and an employee gets really attached, but it's not the right fit for your.
Absolutely.
How do you handle that?
Well, I have other facilities, and we have built so many relationships that there's some properties that the animal really is a better setup.
Yeah.
It is a better setup.
So it's all
I've
about what's best
had
for the animal.
Yes, absolutely. We do try to be careful, but once we take on somebody, we take them on all the way. Like Claire the spider monkey. She came from a family that moved to Florida, and you might take the free monkey, but then you're going to spend $50,000 on her housing.
Oh, wow.
It's unreal.
She brings her in, talks to us, and goes, "Yeah, me and my husband split up. I mean, it's monkeys." I walk in, and I feel like I've seen a creature from The Wizard of Oz. You know, the little people.
Right.
She had on a dress, and she was going.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And she's like, "Yeah, me and my husband split up." And
Who is this?
Yeah, it's true. That's
Claire.
how she walks.
Claire.
The spider monkey.
The spider monkey. But
She
she
walks
had her,
through
but
the
she had her
house.
clothed. Have
And
you ever
the
seen?
clothes
Have you ever
have
seen the
on.
old The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Those people. Yeah. I mean, she had a dress on,
Yeah.
and all you saw was her arms, and she was.
And of course, every situation, you take their heart and their story into consideration. So this lady, of course, raised her in the house, wants Claire in the house. Well, we started out wanting that as well. USDA, there's lots of rules. It's not safe for her either.
Right.
Because, she might do great for a little while, then she's in the refrigerator turning the stoves on. Turning the
I
stove
told her
on.
why they split up because she said it slept with her.
Well, it was funny
Tell her
one
our
night.
experience about it.
Yeah, one night the monkey's sleeping with us. I get up to go use the bathroom. She don't let go. I literally potty, come back. She saw me. I lay down. I just kind of rub his back.
She slides over to me while she leaves.
Okay.
And I'm like,
Look, I rub his back. She took my hand and threw it. And she immediately made this chirping noise and got up to him. And I said, Lord, she has took my man. And when I tell you she meant that thing, it was weird.
yeah, it's weird.
Like, we were scared. Because they're we can only think like we think. We can't think like they think.
Like a monkey?
So we've
She
really...
like took possession of me and like,
Right. So in the
2 minutes.
research and doctors and stuff we talk to, it's just funny how even the vets are like, you really do have to build an amazing area for her out of your home. Because she has to be safe too. And then that's what we did. And we spend a lot of time with her. And I have one of my employees who is like an intern. He stays with her. He spends the night sometimes. Like, we have a lot of people that have been so dedicated and really good. And we'll have people that will visit my Airbnb, like that we have a cottage in the kangaroo park. And people get attached to certain animals and we'll make it a thing where, you know what, I'm coming back in the spring because I want to see Claire. Or I'm coming back, I want to see Ricky Bobby,
Yeah.
the capuchin monkey,
I love y'all's naming. So all of this started because Jerry had a petting zoo
cancellation.
back out.
I really hate that castle.
Right. It cost him a lot. Isn't that
Hey, we made
unreal,
money
though?
that weekend. We made money. I told her, I said, we made money that weekend.
Yeah, that was probably the only time.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's been a journey though.
Yeah. Well,
But she's always, I mean, with the catering we do everything like she said, the rides, tents, few things we sub in, maybe a DJ, pony rides.
I will
petting zoo.
sweat feeding 20 family members. He'll feed 20,000 people and never even get excited. Like, seriously, he's very, very good at that.
Consistent.
He's real good at that.
I was on the phone with Nick on the way here, and I was
Truthfully.
like, "Who else do you know that can feed 20,000 people and act like it's
really.
nothing?" But how do you get into a business where you're feeding that many people in one day?
Well, I think back in the 80s and 90s when Tarble was a boom in town,
Yeah.
a lot of textile,
Okay.
and then we started doing corporate events. We did we did the food side, and there was another guy that did the amusement side. When he sold out, I was getting out of school and college, and then we got that, and this just kind of. Then we were blessed to get the tents, which is not my favorite part. But I mean, we have the whole.
You don't like putting tents up?
No, I like putting 10 by 10 pop-up tents up.
Then you like to go tailgating. Tailgating up.
But I mean, we need different pieces to make the whole puzzle. So
Yeah.
It helped the business a lot.
So y'all are kind of just like a turnkey event.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, like the shipyard. We're going to feed 20,000 people.
So logistically, if you're feeding 20,000 people at a shipyard, how much chicken is that?
Jeez. I mean, we figure on a piece and a half of chicken per person. So that's a lot.
How many trucks of chicken do you have to?
We took 4 trucks and they have 4 to 5 fryers in each one.
Wow.
So
Is it all done in the truck?
It's all done in the truck on site.
On
So we
site.
can
It's
cook.
amazing to me to
yeah,
see it.
So on that day we could cook, let's see, that would be 50, 200. We cook 1,000 pieces of chicken every 25 minutes, you know.
Gosh. How many people does it take to run an operation like that?
We got a good core of, 5 to 10 people. And then
Wow.
on the actual event day, 75 to 100.
Okay.
I mean, on one that size, because we had
Yeah.
14 buffets, which was 28 lines, and I mean, they were coming through. So it's 14 servers.
I guess how quickly do you have to move people through if they're all wanting to eat lunch at noon or whatever? Is it just?
Well, you take 14 buffets, 28 lines. If there's 100 people in each line,
Wow.
2,800 people can go through in 5 minutes because they're all
That's why
in
he does
separate
it like that.
lines.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So just simple number figuring.
Yeah.
Really.
She said you're a numbers guy.
No, he really is. He makes it work.
I think
and
you
makes
play it up like you're
fast.
not, but
Right, he
yeah.
does. He
Jerry
does.
knows his stuff.
Ain't
He
you got
does.
another animal?
He does. He does.
No.
That's an amazing feat.
October 4th, we have a car and truck show. And November 1, I have a boo at the zoo.
You hold it up. You can see it.
Yes, please.
You're right
Thank you.
Over here somewhere.
Hey.
Yeah, there we go.
And we're having a great response with that. That's a lot of fun. And we bring animals out and share too.
Yeah.
And that just gives the community something fun. It's a $10 event.
Okay.
So normally to get in the zoo, it's $25.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For 6 and up, $15 for kids, 3 and under are free. This is a $10 event.
Okay.
And we'll have, some concessions and merchandise and lots of animals and fun. And that's October 4th. Okay. This is November 1, 6 to 9.
Okay.
So Halloween this year is on a Friday.
Okay.
So this is on Saturday, November 1.
Okay.
And we'll give out candy. And we'll have lots of lights and animals. And we have a huge new attraction that will be at the zoo.
Can you tell us what it is, or is it?
So it's huge reptile attraction. Ooh. And that's appropriate
creepy,
because it's Halloween.
Okay.
It's a state record for North Carolina. So it's very exciting. We're doing a whole new build right now at the reptile barn.
What kind of state? What do you mean?
If I tell you.
You might as well go ahead. I mean,
are we going to get breaking news?
Right. So we have a 19-foot reticulated python, blonde, Goldilocks.
Wow.
That will come about 2 days before Halloween. That'll be out and shared and everything with my reptile people.
Oh my gosh! And that's a North Carolina record.
Yes.
Say? What record is it breaking?
So the zoos, any local zoos that we have, she's the biggest.
Wow.
So she's a big girl.
Is she going to come visit and then go back?
She's going to live with me.
Oh
She's
my
coming,
gosh.
and that's why we're building the habitat.
Wow.
So her situation, she just gotten bad home environment. They just couldn't care for. her.
Yeah.
And
19-foot
so
snake. I mean, what?
So I wanted to
19
take her.
foot?
I wanted to take her. I'm
Is
taking
that
her.
normally how large that kind of snake is?
Yeah, she'll get a little bigger.
Wow.
She'll get a little bigger. So she's about the size of a basketball around, and she's 19 foot long. And the build we're doing is like a whole nother building just for her.
So
of the reptile
snake
barn.
is like
a basketball.
this big around.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They are separate for you people that are like me that
They are separate.
Reptiles are
So
not
I
their
get
favorite.
What does Goldilocks eat?
Well, she'll eat frozen pigs
Frozen pigs?
that come in the mail. Yeah.
Not pigs from
Order.
me.
Yeah, not my Pocahontas. She'll never get my Pocahontas ever. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, we're meat eaters, so that's creepy to people.
Right.
That I have a zoo and I eat chicken.
Yeah.
I don't eat my chicken. I probably should. I'd be healthier.
But not. Okay.
Yeah. Paula Dean is not going on my kitchen table. She is not. She's my white little Polish.
All right. Well, October 4th and November 1st. So cool.
At itsazoolife.org.
Okay. Go on
Look
there and
me
buy our
up.
tickets.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
All right. Well, I got some questions to ask both of you before we wrap up. This first one is what is a small thing that has made a surprisingly big difference in your business?
I think, to me, the small things are big, though. We employ a lot of people other people might not employ, but we also do it in means of you may do it because you think you need that savings, but you're also putting a lot in to these people.
Yeah.
And we're trying really hard in that, too.
I told one of the guys told my dad that he was in the recycling business. Recycle people, you know.
Mm-hmm. If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be? We'll do both. Jerry, you got one?
I shouldn't have been in the arm picture. You know what I'm saying? I should have sent the letter. Would have saved us both a lot of trouble
That's right.
on the personal
That's so
side.
true.
That's sweet.
Right. I would have absolutely said take more chances and not being that scared little girl that I was so easily afraid of certain things and talked down and thought, well, you really can't do that. Well, actually, you really can. Yeah. And that's what I try to tell the camps that come through.
Right.
Because I'm like, if I can do it, trust me, you can do it. And who you are has value. Like maybe somebody here don't see it. Don't change that value. Keep going and they'll see it. And it's stuff like that. You know, a lot of our practicing our faith and having to cope with things that are just so hard on a daily with business and work and people. I think a lot of people get in hopeless situations with poverty in our area and drugs. A lot of the younger children, my daughter's a school teacher. We hear and see a lot of that too. So in the workplace, us bringing in some of these situations, we've seen too, when you give some people opportunity, they do amazing with it.
Yeah.
Some people don't always, make awful, choices and stuff. Right. So I think that's a lot to hold on to for hope.
Yeah. And if someone was coming to visit you guys in Pine Tops for the first time, where would you take them?
We're going to take them by the restaurant, get a cheese biscuit first, and then we're going to send them to the zoo.
That's the truth.
Yeah, there you go.
That is the
Sounds like the perfect day.
Yeah.
And how can people find you guys online or on social media?
The zoo, itsazoolife.org. Itsazoolife.org.
Yeah, we're working on our website too. They're redoing it, but we're like on Facebook, Abrams BBQ or Tarver.
And if we want to go eat some Abrams, where are your locations at?
Pine Tops, Tarver, and Ahoskie.
Okay. Awesome.
Soul food. It's delicious.
That is some soul food. All right. Well, thank you
Thank
both
you
so
for
much
having
coming
us.
on. It was so cool to hear your story and to hear
I
the
hope
heart.
Murphy didn't mess up too much stuff in here.
Let him back out.
Thank
Let him back out
you.
before he gets in the car.
You're so sweet to have us.
Yeah, no, thank you. And we'll see you next week.